Uh, ba, 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 ba. Closing the browser now. Hopefully it doesn't need to rely on that. I hope that when I get back to the BRB screen for when I need to switch scenes here, well, I don't know what it could capture anyway because the browser is now closed. Okay. Oh, how about some music? Okay, you should be able to hear that. Let me know if that gets too loud. It seems like it's a bit loud. That should be a good volume. Should be alright because, well, right there is good? Okay. It's fine though for the VOD because you're not going to be able to hear this in the VOD. At least you shouldn't be able to hear this. It wasn't loud initially. Okay, good. Alright. Here we go. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome to part 1 of 3 of my handcam marathon stream because I have a few things that I wanted to open. One of which I'm probably not going to open until sometime when I feel I'm able to do it. But for right now, I just want to open these 3 particular things. And we're going to start with what we're going to start with for today. Yes, today, because I'm still trying to figure out like a sleeping schedule just for myself that, let's just say, cooperates well with my productivity. So I figured if I'm going to be working better during the night, why not just stay up at night, maybe even stream during the night, and go from there. This week is supposed to be a little bit more cooler. It's supposed to pick up in terms of temperature starting next week. But I'm going to definitely take advantage of these cooler temperatures by doing some streaming this week with my door closed so that I don't disturb anyone because it is currently midnight here in Japan. I hope everyone's doing well. Anyone that's here, welcome in. And I think that's about it. I can talk a little bit more about what's been going on and other things once we get to the actual main event here. So let's get right to it. Ah, all right, just gonna move this up a little bit here. I'm probably gonna need to go back to the BRB screen a little bit, just to kind of make sure that everything is actually ready, because boy, there's there's quite some things to that I still had to do. I yeah, I'll talk a bit more about it, but let me see. Real quick here, I just all right, music source, music source, music source. Okay, track 2 is unselected. Let's go ahead and open that back up. Sele, welcome in. Glad you could look. Sorry, excuse me. Glad you could make it for today. Still trying to set things up here. Okay, I don't know if you're. I can't hear this. Chat, let me know if you can hear me. Okay, that seems good. I can hear that. All right. You should still be able to hear me. I really, really hope this doesn't affect the audio for the stream, whatever I just did. But all right, we're gonna go for one more BRB. So we'll be right there in just a second. Okay. Can you still hear me? I just want to confirm. We are officially ready to go here. Okay, good. Oh, and I still cannot hear my audio. It's because it keeps changing the audio device. Let me... Perfect. Okay. Okay. Where's my light? Oh, here we go. I'm gonna turn the lights off here. Yep, that should still look good. Oh my god. I'm really sorry about that, everyone. We are almost 30 minutes into the stream, and it was a lot to set up here. Like, ideally, I could have used like a desk that is like vast enough for me to be able to just, yeah. Because everything is on the floor here, so... And then I have to like move everything, and I have to plug the laptop into the TV so that I could see my OBS, and... Oh, God. It was just so much. I'm honestly shocked that I didn't even like step on anything or knock anything down or destroyed a wire or anything like that. This setup I have is absolutely crazy. But anyway, we're gonna get right to this here. Alright, what are we opening tonight? Today. It's night for me. It's like midnight for me. Oh, is that like over or under my ear? I have like a thing over my face. You could probably hear that too. Like I may sound like a little bit muffled. It's just for like privacy's sake. I have to make sure the reflection and whatnot and all that. I also have a fan on as well. You can probably hear the fan, especially VOD watchers. You could especially probably hear that without the music. So if it gets too loud and distracting, just let me know. Because it's blowing towards me, and it's also potentially blowing towards the mic as well. I don't know how bad that can be. So just please let me know how that sounds. But let's get right to this here. I forgot to... Oh, you can't hear the fan at all? Okay, good. I also forgot to do something. But that's okay. That's fine. I just forgot... I think I just forgot to upload the stream image for my Discord. My Discord notification and such. But I think it's enough for people to just get notified. I think I've just held myself up for way too long here. So let's get going here. It's time. Alright, the camera seems to be good and focused. We're opening up Blast Off today. You can probably imagine what the rest of the streams are going to end up being for this week. But we're finally opening up Blast Off. I've had this for months now because I wanted to... Because I opened up Vortex last year. And I wanted to make sure to open up the rest of these. And let's go ahead and open them up. I guess as this is happening, I could talk a little bit about... I don't think there's a lot that I could really talk about as far as just setting up for the stream goes, but this is a very... don't want to tear the box there. This is a very unusual time for me to be streaming. Oh, okay, there we go. But it's just because my sleeping schedule, my very fickle sleeping schedule. I think I also might have an idea as to why I actually struggle to get work done during the day. And I think part of that is because when I first wake up, whether it be the morning or the afternoon, whenever it would be, there's a lot that I have to get done, just a lot of tasks. Before I can even start the day proper, working on anything. And so once I get all those tasks done, which is usually a lot, I get so tired that it's just kind of hard for me to get it like takes out it like takes hours for me to get motivated to even get started on like art or anything like that. So that's probably why I'm able to really just like focus a whole lot better during the night, just because all of that has been done already. Oh my god, I'm so happy to finally open this guy up. Look at that. Oh good, you autofocused. Good camera. Wait. Ow. 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 Now who did that? JP, welcome in. It's good to see you today. I'm glad you weren't really... I don't know if you just came in, so I'm just glad that you weren't just sitting here waiting for me to set things up, because it took way too long for me to set things up. Yeah, I hope you had a good morning too. Usually so you autofocused right here, right? Ooh, autofocus. I don't remember it actually doing it that much, but I'm glad that it's doing that. All right, so here we have blast off. The articulation is about as follows. You can rotate his head all around, do a little bit of up and down. Arm goes all around like this, goes up like that. Good old bicep swivel, good old wrist swivel, which I know wrist swivels are a little bit some figures are a bit hit or miss with wrist swivels, but I'd imagine Blastoff has the wrist swivel just because of transformation. Elbow bend that goes about that far. Waist rotation goes all around, leg goes up that far, back that far, up, way up that way. The knee bend is actually a bit tight here, but 90 degree there. In the foot, oh, yeah, the foot is supposed to look like that. And oh, there's the ankle tilt on the feet right there as well. Very good stuff. And I am wearing gloves, so I actually really don't know how well Blastoff feels, but Blastoff seems to feel pretty good here. So, again, I'm kind of ill-prepared. I thought I was well prepared for the stream, but I was wrong because there's just a lot that I had to do. I do apologize in advance if this comes up real dusty, but here's Vortex side by side. You can kind of see that they both share a very general, like, consistency in terms of their, just in terms of their body type, really. And that's, well, because they have to be Bruticus's arm. And that's the way it goes. Now, for these accessories, I would imagine Blastoff would just carry these hold these with his hands, but this fin right here, oh, okay, they kind of come in a little loose, but that's all right. Turtle! Is that you? It's kind of hard to see, I'm wearing sunglasses. Yes, it's so good to see you made it. It's important to snap the robot's neck. Well, I don't know if it's like important or not, but yeah, I guess you're definitely not wrong. Oh, JP, the Kuchipachi blink. Wait until we get back to the office. Have you seen my office yet? Once we finish the stream here, we'll be taking a look at my office, and I will be signing off afterwards. But I'm also going to be doing art after this. I'm going to draw Blastoff after this. God help me. God help me as far as trying to switch setups and such to start drawing and such. I just hope that the performance is good, because I had to do a whole bunch of a whole bunch of display shenanigans so that I can see my display on my TV. Probably should have done that from the start, but because I don't do these very often, I keep forgetting about all the little ins and outs and intricacies that go into doing these hand cams, so... But it's good to see you're doing well, Turtle. That is your guy Blastoff, that is indeed. If you can stick around for tomorrow, you're definitely in for something real good for tomorrow, I think. Because I'm gonna be doing this for 2 more days after this. And I think at this point, with all the stuff that's coming out, better wait and see. Alright, what do we got here? I need to figure out where the fin's supposed to go. Oh, okay, so there's supposed to be like a thing back here. Oh, there's a 5mm port back here. And just clips right on like that. And there we go. Pretty great. Pretty neat. Let's see, hold up close. Do I need to do like a gesture in order for the focus to occur, or... Because if the autofocus is happening, I'm gonna want to count on that. Ooh, hello. Hello? Focus. Well, it probably wouldn't help if I moved it around so much, but... it's not doing it so much anymore now. There we go, alright. Because I don't think we've done a proper close-up of everything. The eyes are very interesting, because people always thought that the pink on like the forehead here is actually the eyes of Blastoff, but the very blank eyes that kind of blend in with the mouth plate, those are supposed to be the eyes. Some cartoon model tomfoolery happening here. Yeah, I love Combaticons too. I'm so glad to be collecting these. At least when I can. The distribution for these have been a total nightmare. Just been a total nightmare here in Japan. But I've been managing. Alright. I think we looked at this guy for long enough. Let's go ahead and transform him. Now, do I want to attempt to transform him without the instructions? We're going to put the instructions right there. Oh, yeah, you won't be able to see my foot. Okay, that's good. Yeah, so you're supposed to rotate it around like this, right? That's the front of the space shuttle. Judging by the way... Oh, flip the head back. Right? You're supposed to flip the head back? Or oh. I guess I am using the instructions, because they're right there. I just don't want to break anything. Oh, okay, yeah, because you can kind of see everything line up in place here. Pretty straightforward. Actually, this is a very straightforward animation. Very straightforward. Transformation. Different mations. Oh my god, it's like sort of brown plastic. It's like a chocolate-ish brown. It looks really nice. Very, very shiny. Very nice. Oh my god, yeah, this is incredibly... I don't even need the instructions for this at all. This is so straightforward. I don't know what else you can really do for a Blastoff. As far as transformation goes, this is really all you need. Very nice. Very, very, very nice. Get him out of the frame here. I guess you could just have him here. Hello. Holds quite nicely. I like that. I liked how straightforward that all is. I'd imagine the weapon storage is just going to be on the wings here, right? Eh. I'm not too comfortable to have bare arms on camera today, so I'm just dealing with wearing gloves for right now. It's also not been too hot either, which is very fortunate. Still able to do this while the temperature's as good as it is. But yeah, also, well, not that you would even be able to see me from here anyway, huh? But it's okay. I got things on and all that. It's just nice to kind of just like loom over instead of like trying to like stretch like this. I like the Decepticon insignia. It shows up really, really big on top of there. He's got landing gear. Oh, wait, really? Where is that? Is that where the arms would be? If I were to untransform him... Oh, okay, here we go. Is it... Hmm? It's not in the arms, is it? Above the Decepticon logo on his chest. It's a little pull out. Oh, really? Wait. It's above... Oh, wait. What? That is so cute. Oh, this track that's playing right now, I really like this one. This is the soundtrack to Dench Attack, which came out fairly recently. And after learning that a lot of the composers, not components, of Penny's Big Breakaway, I guess technically components, but that's weird to call composers that. For Penny's Big Breakaway, and also Sonic Mania, T-Lopes is in the soundtrack, amongst many others. Sean Bialo, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. They're a bit of a recent favorite of mine because their compositions are really good. This is a Sean Bialo track. And it's really, really nice. I really like the soundtrack to this game. I should probably play the demo for this at least. I think the demo for the Steam Next Fest was available for a bit, and yeah. Blast Off is Elton John's Rocket Man. Yeah. It's gonna be a long, long time before I can get to Clip Studio and draw this guy. No, but it takes a lot of patience to get this setup to work. I just know that I'm gonna have to suffer these next 2 days trying to get everything ready to go, but hopefully I'll get like hopefully I'll get used to it, maybe, perhaps I'll get used to it. I just gotta remember all the steps and such. Maybe I should make a list, like a to-do list for HandCam. Like, did you do this? Did you do this? Did you check that? Did you plug in? Yeah, you know what? Thinking about it more, I think definitely would want to try to do that a whole lot more. But oh, you know what? Let me see if I missed any chat messages. Oh, right. That mouse is not plugged into the... I'm using my old laptop right now to... I can't quite... Oh, Turtle, this is the Age of the Primes line, yes. Yes, indeed. Life and scheduling has finally allowed you to catch one of these streams again. Oh, I'm so glad. How have you been lately? Like, what have you been up to lately? If your robot does not have owl rotation, something's gone wrong. Definitely something would have gone wrong for sure. Beanie! Hello there, Beanie. Welcome to the stream. I just opened up Blastoff for today. Let's go ahead and bring Blastoff back into robot mode because it takes like under a minute to do that. Hope you've been doing well, Beanie 2. Beanie 2. B2. Beanie, have you been collecting the Combaticons this year? Uh-oh, can I actually get this out with my gloves? Yeah. Ah. And then you're supposed to open up the, I think it's... Wait, oh, I see the hinge right here, so obviously supposed to open up... Yeah, that way. Yeah. And pull that out. I say it takes less than a minute, but because I'm wearing gloves, this is a little tricky. Also, I didn't think to make the browser source for the music playing as like the same source between the office and the main screen here, which should be no problem once I get to the art segment here, but... Oh, does it just... I guess it just rests down like this. Does it click into... Oh, it does click into place. Okay. Very nice. Oh, I like that. I really like that a lot. Looking forward to messing him around a whole lot more, just off stream as well. Oh, does the... Oh, I see. Okay, just rest there like that. Oh, yeah, I've been getting blitzed with work and life stuff, and I never seem to be free or awake to catch one of the streams, but you're here. It's good that you're here. I'm glad that you've been able to catch it. If it looks like I'm having a hard time reading, it's because the laptop is way, way ahead and I'm wearing sunglasses, so I have to kind of like squint quite a bit. Beanie, you have not. Sadly, Transformers have gotten a bit pricey. That's perfectly fair. Honestly, between these guys and possibly Nexus, maybe Nexus, those are probably going to be the only bots I'm going to be looking to getting. Any other bots that I'm going to get are probably just going to be like secondhand, and if they're like decently priced, you know. But just yeah. I can't keep collecting these. It's not even just so much because they're pricey, but because I'm running out of space. I don't have a lot of space left for this sort of stuff, but yeah, the pricing is just very egregious. Did you know on Transformers boxes in the instructions it always says convert instead of transform, so transform doesn't become too commonplace of a wording to Hasbro, so Hasbro can't keep copyrighting it. I see. Man, copywriting is such a very interesting thing, isn't it? Give Blast off those blue shorts. Oh, you could swap them. Could you? Could you just... You can't really separate these with your bare hands, can you? You have to, like... I don't really have anything on me that could separate these. I have like a hairpin that I could use to... Don't know if that's gonna like... Let me see. Oh, there we go. Got that one separated. I remember Vortex being a bit harder. The way I like the way. Could you theoretically do this with the aerial bots as well? Like, swap the Combaticons and aerial bots as top and bottom with each other? Oh, could you do that with the Stunticons too? With what? Drag strip and dead end? Look at that. That's fun. That's... I like that. I know that the frame the concept of using frames for the combiners is a bit controversial. But at least there's still some fun to be had with these guys just on their own. I really hope I can find the one weirdo selling just G2 swoop. Is that out now? I could swear. So I was out running errands yesterday. I was out in Osaka. I was trying to do a little bit of toy hunting. And I think I may have found a box of G2 Dinobots, but I don't remember exactly which ones those were. But yeah, pretty good selection in Osaka. Unfortunately, there was like one particular figure that I was trying to look for, and it was not there. It was absolutely not there. There was everyone from the same line as that, but Powerlinks, yes, Powerlinks indeed. Oh my god. So I just got some fan art done recently, and I will just say I really need to do more Energon fan art. Again, Energon is like the most nostalgic Transformers series to me. That was like the series where it was new to me because I got into Transformers through Armada. So Energon was like, you know how you have that like entry in like a series that is still new to you because it was new when you were already a fan, is probably the best way for me to describe this, because I'm that way with Gen 5 Pokemon. That's why I still think Gen 5 Pokemon still feel really new, but Gen 4 Pokemon doesn't really feel as new because that's when I really got into Pokemon. Energon was that for me. And yeah, the Energon nostalgia was really strong when I was drawing that Jetfire in particular, so I'm really looking forward to that Scorponok. Don't know if I'm actually going to get that Scorponok or not, but yeah. I think people have warmed up to the frames now that we're on like our third one, and they're definitely doing their best to make them more than just a slab. Bruticus definitely feels a whole lot less like a slab for sure. Like those legs, for example, he needs Brawl and Swindle. He absolutely needs those two. Because Superion and Menasor, you don't really need those two to fill out the legs, because they're just behind the legs. I hope I can... Okay, hold on, I'm gonna loom over in just a second, because I need to catch up on the chat here. You did not want to be awake this early, but at least you were greeted by me. Oh, I see. Yeah, I am sorry. It's a very weird time for me to be streaming, but because, again, night owl hours, I gotta get art out there and try to get busy when I can, and unfortunately I get so tired during the day because I get up and I have to do a whole lot of tasks and such, so that I get too tired to do art. And so I have to kind of like wait several hours until I just get the energy to start drawing, pretty much. So I don't know how often I'm going to be streaming at the middle of the night. I cannot speak. I'm very sorry. But hey, as long as it can stay cool like this up until the fall season, then I think that's fine. It should be alright. Should be fine. But you know what? I think I'm gonna go ahead and catch up on the chat once I get to art right here, because we are now done looking at Blastex in Vortov. Sure, we can call it that. Vortov. Yeah, so that was the hand cam segment. That was Blastoff. I hope you enjoyed that. And it's gonna be it's gonna be a while before I can get to the art segment, because it's a lot of me just moving equipment and all that other sorts of stuff and making sure that things still work when I get to art. But hopefully when I do get to art, it should be a whole lot easier for me and all of that. But honestly, the setup that I have right here is pretty comfortable. Like, once everything is set up, and once I go through the headaches of setting everything up, then, oh, I like this song. we're gonna get to that song in the art segment. It is like not too bad, like when I'm actually just getting into it and such. But yeah, setting everything up is just I gotta I really gotta get that list going. But I'll worry about that later. All right, let's get to art because I'm gonna be drawing blast off. Maybe not like what you see here, but yeah. Please start. Arian webcam. Makdero nur irk trats esiap on. Wait, where's the... Oh, here it is. There we go. Alright. Ah, there we go. And now here we are at the art segment. I have Blastoff right here next to me. And we're gonna figure out what I'm gonna draw with Blastoff here. So for those that are curious, because I did open up Vortex last year, this was what I drew for Vortex, the stream that I opened him up. And so Blastoff is going to be done pretty much in a similar vein to this. I just need to figure out like what sort of posing and situation I'm going to put Blastoff in, because I gotta say, Blastoff doesn't really... Like, Blastoff is such a solid figure, but it's going to be a bit tricky figuring out like what to draw for this Blastoff. So... Oh, maybe because its feet are jet boosters. Maybe I could like draw the pose, like draw a pose of Blastoff taking off with his jet booster feet. Could try that. Pose idea: kissing his boyfriend Cosmos. That could also be an idea too. Oh, speaking of Beanie, Earthspark Cosmos is actually finally happening. It's finally happening, but only in Japan. That's honestly kind of annoying, but yeah, at least he's finally out now. By the way, so I am sitting at my desk now. I don't know how well you can hear the fan, but you can most definitely hear it because it is super close to me, and I am sorry about this, but I am going to need to have the fan pointed right at my hand as I'm drawing, otherwise I'm going to be melting. My hands are just going to be melting on the screen, so... Ow. Ow. Striker! I recognize that striking. Anywhere. Cheesecake and you watched more Cyberverse last night, and they got to meet Girl Cosmos. Oh, really? Wait, Cosmos was a girl in Cyberverse? That's pretty cool. I actually didn't know that. Cyberverse, yeah, I gotta finish up Battlegrounds. I have a stream image ready for that. I just gotta find a good time to stream Battlegrounds. But yeah, let's get started right here. I kind of want to draw the suggestion that Beanie made first. Let's do that first to warm ourselves up. All right. Let me know if you can. You should be able to. Yeah. Okay. I don't really have a reference open for Cosmos, so I'm probably going to be drawing Cosmos from memory. All right, but let's see how the performance is for this. Should be fine, right? It should be okay. Yeah, that's alright. Okay. She hangs out with a new character named Meteorfire, who's basically a big Steve Irwin gag. Oh, really? What does Meteorfire turn into? Alright, let me get old Blastoff right here. You know what? I've already done the sock puppet kissing gag for 2 other Transformers characters. I kind of don't want to do that again for this. I'm gonna try something different. It kind of looks a bit like Swindle right now, but hopefully that'll... How did Cosmos's head go? It was like this? There we go. You know, it's kind of ironic that I decided to draw G1 Toy Cosmos, because I don't think I've actually yet to draw G1 Cosmos. That's just the one that I can remember the most in terms of the design. Even though Cosmos is like one of the most simplistic looking Transformers design, somehow I just can... I'm so G1 toy brained even though I never grew up with any of it. Lovers in a dangerous space-time. I didn't even think about that either. I don't know why. Considering what they both turn into, I never thought about that. Give me a second here. Oh, here's the instrumental version of what we just heard. Space isn't really like blue, is it? Also, going through the VOD is going to be really interesting to hear what the audio sounds like. It's going to be interesting to hear how distracting the fan's probably going to end up being. Again, hopefully it's not going to be too long before everything starts to cool down again. I just really, 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 really want to do more art streams. And it's been way too long since I did one, so... Alright, so... Can I remember what Cosmos's colors were? I think Cosmos's eyes were also red too, but I might be wrong. If it gives you confidence you don't hear duty? Oh, okay. Thanks for letting me know. Eventually you and Cheese are still going to try to do a watch party stream marathoning all of Cyberworld Season 1. Now that it's finished, I really want to go... I keep hearing fun things about Cyberworld. I really want to go through that too. The dark colors on Blastoff is a little hard to see under this lighting in my room. So I'm just hoping I can get the colors down correctly here. Yeah, look at that. Let's give it a little bit of extra flourishing. Oh, I forgot the tool switching is like very sluggish when I'm streaming. Not the end of the world, obviously, but... Uh, oh, I just got like an email notification for this, but let me see. Bup, bup, bup. Bup, 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 bup. Activity feed. Where do I go to see, Oh, that's weird. Well, I did just get the notification, but Dark Beast Boy is back. Thank you so much for following. I hope you're doing well today. Oh, go make that breakfast, Beanie. And tell me what you're eating. I don't know if you're still here or not, but... Reward request queue. There's a request queue? I didn't even realize there was a request queue. Sorry, chat. Hold on. I'm still trying to learn how the dashboard works on mobile. I guess I could just keep my old laptop out. If that's what it takes. Actually, that might actually be what it takes, especially when I do Ring Fit streams. Okay. For those that are like following at this point in time, if I do not see the notification, I do apologize in advance. Twitch Mobile doesn't seem to want to tell me if anyone has followed or not, so... But thank you so much for following. And actually, no, I'm not apologizing. I'm so happy that this is your first impression of the stream. Say, oh, yeah, you're right. Absolutely. And yes, I'm putting a little bit more into this. What if I gave this like a little bit of Age of the Primes flourishing?
Do you drink Wilkins coffee?
No. No. I don't drink Wilkins coffee. I've been drinking Wilkinson's, but it's not coffee. It's sparkling water. I'm gonna give this the Age of the Primes sparkle effect that every character has. I actually do think the art for the Age of the Primes boxes is actually quite pretty. With what's there, of course. I had like the suspicion that the art was like AI generated at first, but from what I heard, I don't remember the source, but apparently it wasn't art. Like real people was actually drawing the art for the... Alright, how distracting is that? That might be a bit too distracting. Now, does that look like a magical glittery sparkle effect or mustard? Oh boy, I'm very committed into this right now. There we go. Sorry, you're going to be looking at this for a bit because I'm going to be saving this in my folder, my main art folder. There we go. Perfect. And I guess I'm going to be picking up the colors from here too, so that'll save some time. God, Blastoff feels really nice to hold. Now that I can actually, like, handle him without gloves. Such a solid figure. It's like no quirks or anything about this Blastoff, just so solid. Alright, let me go ahead and catch up on the chat here. See if I missed anything. I think now even if someone isn't into the frames, they're not upset about them. I'm still not a frame enjoyer, but Bruticus is a fun one because of the legs especially. Yeah, that's the one I'm looking forward to the most. For those who don't know, Cosmos and Blastoff got to be the stars of a very cute Valentine's Day one-shot in the IDW2 continuity. Oh, I see. Astro Train is the cameraman who caught this moment. Yeah, it would be Astro Train, right? Absolutely. Absolute cinema. What if Age of the Primes was called Page of the Primes, and it was just Optimus's leaked Twitter account? Oh no. Oh no. Alright, we'll keep this here while I work. Alright, I think I got a pose idea going for this. Oh wow, that ended up being really small. But let's get going here. Oh, wait a minute. I have a better idea for this. Woo. There we go. Oh. I guess that does mean I would have to move this a bit closer to me. Hey, you get to see some of the Transformers collection up on the shelf here. I might have to update the background because yeah. That's fine, that's okay. So it'll be alright. Just gotta find a good time for that. Alright, so Blastoff, what pose am I gonna put you in? You're back with breakfast? What do you have, Beanie? I really love breakfast food, so I'm always curious to see what people have for breakfast. The gun just fell. Oh, that might be why, because, well, the posts might be a little too, might be a little thin for the hands, so they're gonna fall off pretty easily, but they're also a bit short. I guess if there was any quirk I would really point out about Blastoff, which I don't think really counts because they're accessories, so it's really not that big of a deal. It's just the fact that the guns fall off easily. It's like my Devastator, actually. My Devastator can't really hold his gun very well, because the handle's just way too thin. A breakfast bowl with hash browns, eggs, sausage, green onion, and queso. That is so good. That sounds really, really good. I really miss all that stuff. I really miss the whole, like, sausage and egg and all that combo. Not that that's, like, hard to find in Japan, it's just not something we have very often. Plus, I haven't really had, like, a breakfast, right? Like a traditional... The breakfast that I really have is, like, a bag of salad, some tofu, some natto, maybe some bread. It alternates quite a bit because I serve myself breakfast, but I don't have easy access to the microwave, so I rely on stuff that doesn't really need, like, crazy prep. I just pull it out in the fridge and eat it. But it's healthy. I'm eating veggies, so... Alright, I think I figured out a good pose for Blastoff here. hopefully it will be nice and dynamic as the one I did for Vortex. Consider you not so interested. It's an acquired taste for sure. I didn't like it at first when I was a kid, but I've grown up to liking it a whole lot more. Blast off hitting the team rocket, blasting off again. Oh, that's pretty funny actually. I'm gonna go ahead and draw the rough pose for that, but I'm gonna definitely want to draw that as well. But yeah, let's get this going here. First, we want to get the positioning of the body down here. Alright, so we got the boosters coming out rather. The composition for this is going to be really similar to a drawing of Megatron I did a few years ago. But it should be alright. I also want to bring the smoke down here because we want to make sure it looks like Blastoff is taking off and not passing gas. You know, emitting gas and not passing it. This might sound wild, but I stand by it. Natto is to Japan what Vegemite is to Australia. You know what? That is a fair assessment, actually. Very, very fair assessment. Alright, I think I want Blastoff to lunge forward just a bit more here. Gonna have to do some finagling with the proportions here, but the thing with the audio is that if people are saying that I sound fine, then that's great. It's just that on my end, if there's something about the audio that I personally might have a problem with, I'm gonna have to just get over it. Because there's nothing I can do about this fan situation. Also, just coming out of finishing up that Jetfire fan art, it's gonna be interesting to see how long it's gonna take to finish this one. It's not gonna be as, like, ambitious as the Jetfire piece, but hope it'll still come out alright. Nice and dynamic. That'll work. Let's get the pieces down. Oh, thank you, Beanie. I started that piece in March, but then haven't gotten around to finishing it. As usual, but I finally got around to finishing it. Just because I had that on my to-do list and it was just hanging around in my sketch canvas, the canvas that I use for like 80%, 70% of my drawings. Everything is just in one canvas. Do I have to have this? Okay. Not really. Just need to... I need a light for this blast off just so I can see... I guess I could just bring the lamp that I use for the hand cams. Box-like head. What does this side look like? Okay. I think there were 2 segments right there. Okay. You are Sock! Hello, Sock Bandits! I hope you're doing well tonight. Today. Sorry, force a habit. I usually stream during the night, but I'm streaming a lot more earlier. But yeah, I hope you're doing well today. We recently just opened up a transformer on stream, and I am now drawing said transformer. Okay, so there are currently 2 cylindrical objects inside the shoulder. Oh boy, alright. Just like that, and then landing gear on the chest is gonna go down here like that, like this. I haven't really drawn in a quick fashion like this in a while. I also haven't drawn on stream in a while, so there's a little bit of like a little bit of pressure that has kind of started to grow back after being on hiatus with this for so long. So I do apologize if things seem to be a bit scattered on my end. Thank you. I'd say my day was going pretty well. Well, sorry, just trying to adjust my leg. The setup was a little bit weird for this stream, but everything worked out pretty good. Oh, this is a rough sketch right here. If I ever saw one. This music that's playing right now, it always, like, anytime I listen to it, it sounds like something out of Power Rangers. Not so much in its instrumentation, but just, I guess, in the composition? Alright, at this angle you have these fins out in the back here. Got a little bit of the lower section here that would just stick out like that. Blastoff feels like the kind of bro who would have a lot of hours in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Yeah, I would definitely feel that way too. Just flying around, looking at all the different places and such. Do we have a flight simulator that is just in space? That has like an accurate, at least as far as we know, like depiction of just the general area of space that's close to us? Just having like a flight sim that is kind of like that, I'd imagine would be pretty cool. Imagine having that in VR, just being able to space travel virtually. Because I know virtual space traveling is a thing, but it's for like games that procedurally generate planets, fictional places like Astroneer, for example. But is there a flight simulator that is based off of the map of the universe, of space? Space. Okay, I'm starting to get a little bit in the hang, rather, of drawing this in a fairly brisk manner. I shouldn't have too much problems considering I have been just drawing a lot these past few days, mostly for myself. So line confidence shouldn't be too bad. Alright, we got this big hinge right here. We've got this wing right in the back right here. Got a hole right there and a little bit of something that sticks out right there. And there we go. Probably crashes the plane. Well, if Blastoff, I mean, I guess Blastoff would be a menace like that, right? Alright, so the Blastoff's inner leg has got some interesting aspects to it, so it's something I'm going to need to pay close attention to. But yeah, I'm kind of getting in the groove of this again now, which is great. It's really great, so hopefully this means that the next two streams this week is going to also be smoother. Also, I've just to talk about something, because when OBS updated, I had to, I guess update my audio setup on OBS just so it didn't sound different ever since it updated. And so I had to run through some tests. So if there was anyone that got like notifications of me going live at like random times, that was kind of the reason. Yeah, I don't think this one's gonna take very long. The OBS update last week screwed over basically everyone, but each person seemed to have had a different issue. That update was busted as all hell. Really? Glad I'm not the only one, but what is OBS doing? I'd have to wonder what exactly they did to have caused problems for everyone in different ways. That just seems so strange. You know, an upside to drawing something based off of toys is to, like, get an idea for what the geometry for something is supposed to look like as well. Really, really good, good upside to doing these kinds of streams. It's good practice. Because right now, I actually don't know exactly how the shoulder is supposed to be oriented at this pose and angle. So the fact that I can actually pose him and get an idea, like, in person is a good thing. Which I believe is what the original artist for Skybound actually did as well. Like, he used figures that he had on his desk as a reference for when he drew the characters. Interestingly enough, I think when he drew Optimus for those comics, it was based off of the third-party figure for him. It's very interesting to think about. Alright. That's good. You never bothered to update it, so you were safe. Almost everyone I've talked to just reverted back to the previous version. Really? You know, maybe I probably should have done that until OBS can put out an update, because if they This has to be a widespread enough issue for OBS to actually notice, right? Oh god, if OBS actually does address this and roll out a new update that actually fixes whatever issue this OBS might actually have, I might actually have to revert some things myself too. I need to remind myself of that because next time I stream after like the next update of which they would address it would have to. The audio is probably going to sound a bit screwy again if I don't remind myself of that. Some people had audio issues, some had major frame drops. For Rin, their window capture was busted. Oh my... What is going on? That's gotta be like a compatibility issue. Oh my god, like, I don't want to be complaining, I don't want another stream of me complaining about Windows again, because I feel like every other stream has just been me, has just been that, even though it's very much justified. But there was an article that I read to where like a Windows update, like, forced OneDrive in a certain way to where Microsoft actually didn't mean it to be forced like that. And that makes me really scared to update it right now. I mean, I had OneDrive, like, I'm pretty sure I uninstalled OneDrive, or at least I disabled its features, so it shouldn't be able to, like, do anything, right? Well, I guess it would just force install it again. But that's all I'm really going to say about Windows and Microsoft from this point. Alright, so from this angle, yeah, you're able to see the shoulder pretty well. But you're not really going to be able to see the rest of the arm, just the shoulder. Maybe a little bit of gun? Maybe? Not really. And that's the clean rough of it. I actually do want the gun to be visible. So having dual wielding guns makes for a really cool silhouette. Yeah, I don't think I actually like the way the arm is positioned here. I'm gonna just go ahead and not do that. You know what? I'm gonna do some trickery. I'm gonna do some like 2D trickery. You know how in like fighting games, or just in 3D graphics trying to emulate 2D, they do a lot of like cheating within the camera to make sure they get like the poses and angles and stuff that they want. I was looking at like footage of Dragon Ball FighterZ animations and what Sparking Zero, like outside of the camera, and like the face would actually get really misshapen if you were to see it outside of the intended camera angle. Like depending on what angle the face is facing, which I find really fascinating. That actually kind of makes me feel a little good about the way I draw my characters' faces, because obviously Toriyama wasn't really paying very close attention to how accurate the face would look from one angle to another, especially in terms of like expressions and such, but it still works because we're just so used to the way that looks. And you know, we get a feel for how the face looks when we draw it, even if it's not going to be like practically accurate. It still like looks good, like, even in a stylistic sense, because there's also style as well. I think that's why, like, if you do 3D anime models, they tend to look off if you don't give it that like stylized flair that a lot of Arc System Works games do. Oh, Beanie, let me catch up on your message here. There's a new Transformers mobile game coming out soon, and the designs are weird. Oh, I've been hearing about that. Yeah, I've been hearing about that. Apparently they're using AI for that game, which is not very fun to learn about. But yeah, it's kind of cool that they base the designs off of toys because then it's like, oh, I recognize that design. I have the toy of that one because I'm pretty sure the Hound in that game, if Hound is even in that game, would probably be based off of the Siege one, right? But let's see, POTP, Jazz, and Starscream, Earth. Sorry for all the stuttering coming from me. Earthrise, Sideswipe, and Mirage, Throwing 30 RC, and what looks like block keys. Block keys? Interesting. Going off model's always justified if the end result still goes hard. Yeah, exactly, Turtle. Very much so. There's someone on YouTube who does manga? Oh my god, I really did pronounce it as that just now, didn't I? Manga accurate poses with DBZ figure arts, but he'll do it by ripping limbs off and sticking them back with blue tack. Yes! There's a lot of arm stretching in order to get those action poses to work. Yeah, funny enough, there was like a toy reviewer that I was watching that was sponsored by that game, but they had to put like a big disclaimer across as they were talking about it that yeah, they were using AI for that, which I don't know if that like because they're not really like they're just pointing it out. Obviously, like they're criticizing it, but they're just pointing it out. So I guess they can still kind of get away with that if that's a sponsor. But yeah. All right, I think we're ready to go. So we're gonna get to the final outline here. I don't think I really need to rely on staring at the toy. I also don't know what are the dimensions for this 5100 by 5100. Then what about this one? Is it the same? Oh, good. It's the same. All right, great. Because then I can actually figure out. Uh-oh. Oh, right. Sorry, it's auto saving right now. I just need to figure out like what 70? Okay, sure, 70. You don't have to autosave every time I do that. Alright. But yeah, it's kind of a sad state that Transformers is in as far as video games are concerned. You know, I actually started playing the Armada game on PS2, and I actually kind of like it quite a bit. Kind of wish I didn't miss out on it as a kid, but then again, I missed out on a lot of video game related stuff as a kid. I grew up with the V-Smile, which was pretty fun. The controller was fun. Alright. I have to kind of be a little bit stable right here at first, just to, make sure everything, well, stays stable. But hopefully as we move forward, things will start to pick up a whole lot more. But yeah, Armada on PS2. Controls are a little on the clunky side, but I'm willing to forgive it for a game of that time. Kind of want to play more of it. I don't know if I actually want to like stream it or not. Maybe I can stream it. It's not that I can't, it's just that it's whether or not if I want to. So a good tip when you're drawing robots, especially robots that have a lot going on, is to just go by piece. Just kind of start on one segment, just knowingly be on the one segment, and then just be like, okay, done with that, get to the next one. Just so outlining everything doesn't seem too tedious. Because it can seem a little daunting trying to get everything outlined. And I was definitely feeling that when I was working on the Jetfires. Jetfire's a pretty big dude with a lot of stuff going on, so especially like he's a pretty big dude in all three continuities. And so there was just a lot to draw for all three of those designs. It paid off well though, like I think it paid off well. Oh, you know what? I think the reason why I'm having a hard time speaking is just because it's just because I've been busy this week. Oh, man. Again, I was out running errands in Osaka, and I had to do other things as well, so I'm probably just fried again. Again, no going out for me for the rest of the month, I think, just so I can do more art and streams, so I can actually speak well. I know I tend to bring that up a lot, but I do get very overly critical about, like, how well I speak, because it does get frustrating when I trip up my own words and not say things correctly, or say something, like, repetitively. There's, like, a bunch of circles inside here, but I don't know. Don't really know how much of it I want to cover. Ugh. Alright, so far so good. Let me see what we got here. So looking into it, it doesn't seem like the new mobile game is actually using AI at all. I'm seeing a lot of discussion about YouTube using AI to make clickbait thumbnails regarding the game, which might be where it's coming from. Oh, really? Okay. Well, that's good at least. Hasbro would do anything but give us FOC and WC remasters. Yeah. Doesn't stop me from wanting to play it, though. It still looks like a bad game, but it doesn't seem like it's got any AI in it, at least. The gameplay kind of reminds me of Pokemon Masters EX a little bit. Folks saw the generated thumbnails lazy YouTubers were making and assumed they were official promo art, probably. So, here's the thing. AI is getting better at making art that is, like, consistent enough and, like, fixing the issues that they had before. It's still pretty easy to tell if something is AI generated. There's just a style to it that, like, everyone that uses AI seems to like using. So anytime I see a YouTube video that uses an AI generated image as a thumbnail, I just hit the not interested button. But it's like, it's kind of like cockroaches, where it's like you smush one, another one follows after. But I just, God, I just hope the thing, like, we're getting better regulation, that we get better regulation soon, and that YouTube won't, like, keep recommending that kind of stuff to me. Especially when I'm saying, like, don't recommend this to me, don't recommend this to me, and it's like, I feel like it should know that I don't want anything that uses AI. Where is this? Okay. There's a little bit of crazy anisotropic filtering that I'm kind of doing here. This chest is very, very like low angled, so I have to like do a little bit of mental calculation on what exactly I need to, how exactly everything looks when they're flattened. It still looks a little screwy. Should be easy to fix though, at least. I want to keep track of time as well. Not sure how long it'll take to finish this. But again, because I have other things I would need to work on, I don't want to stick around for too long. The internal struggle between wanting to stream every Transformers game ever made and not wanting to subject your viewers to the Convoy no Nazo's seizure screen. Oh my god, yeah. I feel that. Also just playing Convoy no Nazo in general. Because I hear that game is like really, really hard to play. You feel so bad. I feel so bad for Chi-Chi and that restory stuff. Oh, I did see the posts about that recently. Yeah, that is unfortunate. What was there like an affiliation that she had for that? Aside from just streaming it? The thing is with that game, because I saw some of my other friends play that game as well. Well, I don't know why I said other, like my friends. I saw them playing that game. And I feel like that's like a relevant game to me because I have an OC that does tech repair. So I thought, well, if I wanted to get some inspiration and some like kind of frame of reference, then I could use that game as a sort of like reference and inspiration. So it is disappointing to hear that that all that is happening with them right now. I don't know how exactly they're using it, but the devs reached out to her for a partnership and she was really excited about it, but like the day after she announced it, it came out that that is so frustrating. No, I know what that's like too. Like jumping on to become a part of something, but then like shortly after finding out the thing you're part of makes you feel ashamed to be a part of it. Because, yep, I've had that happen to me. It's still a burden that I have to carry. You know, despite what I just said, I'm still gonna need to look at. Okay, you know what? Maybe don't go too specific with the details here. Just go a little light. It's okay. It's all right. You know what's really interesting about this track? So this is a Richard Jacques track, and the one thing that I do remember a lot is how T-Lopes once did a remix for a Sonic R track, which is something that Richard Jacques was responsible for. And I remember Richard Jacques being kind of harsh towards the remix, and also the vocalist that was a part of that remix as well. So the fact that Richard Jacques and T-Lopes are working together, like after all these years of that happening, is like, they definitely made up after that, for sure. So it seems what happened is that the game itself wasn't really made with AI at all, but the devs outsourced a bunch of promo art and a few in-game assets to someone who did use it. They said they weren't aware of it and they're removing all those assets / cutting ties with the contractor, which is good, but the fact they couldn't clock all that stuff as AI is like, ugh. Yeah, when you're nowadays, when you're like collaborating on a project with multiple people, you really, really, really need to do some background checks. I think that's why I often find myself just wanting to work on stuff of my own. It's just because of that. I don't know if anyone that I would want to collaborate with, because obviously I would collaborate with people I would trust, but maybe it's just because you mentioned in an earlier conversation, but it really... Oh, that, yeah. Was that the Power of the Primes one? I know that was part of Prime Wars trilogy. Alright. Let's get that barrel in. Interestingly enough, Vortex is not holding his weapon, but I don't think he really needs to here. Just only when it's necessary for the situation. Okay. Alright, we're doing okay so far, I think. Oh, right, it works like that. Do I want to completely darken this out? Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Wait, what is that a part of? Oh, right. Okay. Well, I guess if I am going to be doing that, then I might as well just do that on the other side. That should be alright. One is a little bit different than the other, like proportion-wise, but... You know, this tiny little cube. Alright, the gun is the same no matter what angle. Got it. It's interesting how much, like, hollowness they try to get out of every piece they possibly can. Doesn't really me complaining. I know some pieces are maybe a little too hollow, but it's just interesting to see how much they are willing to try and, like, ease up as much plastic. I think the fingers are going to look a little bit wonky, but... Okay, that's the upper side done. Let's see here. The final update for Peak is out. Really? I really got to give Peak... Oh, did you hear that? Oh, I can't recreate it again. That was my back rubbing up against the chair. I really got to play more Peak. There's like something about those like friend multiplayer games that I feel like I want to talk a bit about. Because after playing Big Walk with my friends, I'm really beginning to kind of see like the issue that I'm having with these multiplayer games in particular. You want to know something wild? Ever since that Gem Blaster with Glitz, Sundor, and Rosanna were announced, I started seeing folks on socials claiming that Kiss players was... Wait. Gem Blaster? Is that the one that got announced alongside Serial, Optimus, and Jazz? Because the colors remind me of that. I know what you're talking about too, I think. Are people vindicating Kiss players? Because I don't think 20 years, 30, 40, 50, it's never the best time to vindicate Kiss players. Apparently the retooling and redeco work on the vinyl tech stuff that came out for that line was pretty good, but that's really the only good thing to say about Kiss players. There's a chance... Oh, sorry, I was reading... I was reading my Nightbot message. It was only that for the first volume. The rest of it is actually pretty good. Good to know only part of this suit. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. That's weird. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, like, where's that emote? Because the emote showed up on stream, but I didn't see it in the thing. But no, it's just because of Nightbot. It's supposed to be a crossover with Gem and the holograms, but everyone's too focused on the absolute insanity of new... I mean... But Kiss Players has already been acknowledged through Buzzworthy. We've got the auto-roopers. Do we need any more acknowledgement of them? Oh god, yeah, I can't really speak today. I don't know if it's gonna get worse tomorrow or better, but we'll see. Oh, right, there is supposed to just be like this fin right here. There's not really a whole lot I can really draw from there, so... You know, I kind of want to see, like, someone make a checklist of every character in G1 that had a Generations remake ever since War for Cybertron. Because, I don't know, chat, would you argue that War for Cybertron is kind of like War for Cybertron and beyond that, like WFC, Legacy, and Age of the Primes, and I guess no, I'd say Studio Series is its own thing. Would you say that that's kind of like its own subset of Generations, like its own thing? Or would you consider the Prime Wars trilogy to be like among that whole line as well? Especially considering that, oh, not sad, especially considering they were bringing back Titans Return toys for Legacy and such. I'm having a hard time remembering my keys. I keep like alternating between the faces I don't want to alternate to, and there's like expressions that I haven't used very often in a while. And I'm beginning to like forget what key each one is. I haven't been using my expressions all that much for when I'm in the office. But yeah, I kind of want to see someone try to make like a checklist of every G1 character that got remade in Generations. See which ones are missing, which ones have yet to get remade, which are a lot still, but I really feel like they're trying to cover like as much as they possibly can. At least as far as like characters that appeared in the original G1 cartoon goes. Well, I don't know. Like, I think every mini-bot has been covered now, right? Wait, right? Has every mini-bot been covered? I feel like after Tailgate and Outback, like that's gotta be all of it. Oh, and Power Glide. Of course, we still have like Defensor that has yet to happen, but I'm sure Defensor will happen soon. I did like a bit of like a dark shading for parts of Vortex here, and I definitely should just do that for Blastoff here too. Just to keep like whatever like semi-style that I'm going for with these consistent. Oh, there's a hinge right here. I guess I'm going to need to be a bit more committed into just including as much detail to the toy. Alright, that's one leg done. Let's keep moving forward here. Let's see. I do really want that Sundor. Big love for Creamsicle Bird. I mean, that was arguably more of a toy of the animated Auto Roopers with a KP alternate head. Right, yeah. These are inarguably just new Kiss Players toys. Speaking of which, I'm so interested to see the next era of TF toys now the Studio Series is turning into screen/page accurate toys of characters from any media, and Generations is going to be let's get silly with it. I really want to see how much more they can do with mainline Generations now that they've announced that. I am kind of looking forward to that Sideswipe too, by the way. Nude Sideswipe mold just dropped. Get ready to see that at least a dozen times. Also, Squirty143, welcome in. I hope you're doing well today. Yeah, it's sorry, that's not the expression I meant to put myself in. It is quite a bit of detail. It's kind of holding me up quite a bit, but it's sort of par for the course for when I'm drawing Transformers. Transformers are very, very, very dense with detail. And sometimes I have to adjust some things so that it looks just right, or rather just right enough. They straight up said, we're gonna get screen-accurate modern toys of Prime and animated designs. Wait, really? I didn't see that. I didn't see that getting animated, or getting announced. Ugh. Okay, I'm gonna try to not make a big deal about that, I'm sorry. For the G1, we're all set. All that's missing is some later years toy-only weirdos. Right, like Sky Gary. Are we gonna ever see a Sky Gary? See, I'm counting all the way back to like Thrilling 30. That's fair, yeah. We did get like a Sky Gary from that time, right? Give me a Firestar who actually turns into a silly space pickup truck. Yeah. there was like a line of Transformer adjacent toys that have like a truck, not a truck, a bus alt mode. It's not from Transformers though, it's from something else. Could never remember the name, but I was like thinking to myself, like, oh my god, a bus Transformer that's actually like a figure. Transformers hasn't done that yet. They were almost going to with Transit. I'm sure Transit will happen under concept art line, I'm sure. Again, this the lighting in my room is not very kind to this figure, so everything is coming up quite a bit dark, so it's a bit tricky for me to see all the details right here. Let's see. This part kind of looks a little bit more like this. Oh, there's a bit of a slant to that. Okay. Alright. Gonna need to really focus here. They did say that JG1 designs are also planned for Studio Series, looking at a character design but being unhappy with their trans. I love that. Let me see here. I still gotta find a way to make it. Maybe I can like put that up here. And if I can get like the light up here to like light up on it, my God, you should see the absolute state that Blastov is in right now. Okay. It's gonna go like that. And then the leg goes like this. There's a notch that goes from this point. And then there are all these greeblies right here that I can fill in. You know, I gotta say, I don't know if this is something that streamers don't really like talking about very much, but off stream, as I was trying to get everything set up, I was starting to get a bit frustrated with trying to get everything to work and everything set up and trying to deal with myself forgetting things all the time. But after all of that, I do feel a lot more calmer. I feel a lot more better now that I'm actually like getting into the thing, and it's like the wonderful thing about streaming is that once everything is set up and all the frustrations done and out of the way, you're able to just sort of get into your element and just stream like normal. Unless if another technical problem comes in, which is what happens. Happens a lot, but you know, if everything does go well, then that's an especially good feeling. Can I get away with this? Oh my god, chat, we're almost done. Oh. We're almost done. Not that I want to rush it, of course. It's just that I get pretty intimidated when it comes to drawing, like, Transformers on stream. Plus, it's been a while since I streamed myself drawing something like this, so... It's just that I prefer getting these done like on stream, right? Like I prefer starting like I prefer being like beginning to end with these on stream when I can. I understand that there are some that I need to do multiple streams for, but when it comes to something like this, like yeah, it's definitely something I can knock out in one stream, but there's some beveling work on Vortex that I really like that I kind of want to maintain for Blastoff right here. Okay, outlining is now done. The only concern now is whether or not... See, I'm a huge stickler for consistency. So I just want to see... Oh yeah, that's going to work out well. I'm going to be trying to put all these together. So once I have the rest of the team, and I get them all put together... See, Swindle... It's going to be a long time for Swindle. I wouldn't be surprised if I don't get my hands on Swindle until like 2027. So I have plenty of time to get Bruticus down. Plus, we already know what Bruticus looks like, so I can go ahead and just get started on him and just try to get progress on him done, maybe even finish him before I get to Swindle, and then we can just finish this whole project with Swindle. So once I get Blastoff done here and all the other ones, I can start stitching them all together and create like this big piece of Combaticons. It should be cool. Not exactly sure how Bruticus is going to be implemented into a piece like this. I don't even know how Onslaught's going to fit in this whole thing too. But yeah, it should be fun. But again, Swindle is going to take a long time here. Meanwhile, everyone else has gotten Swindle. Everyone else has already completed their Bruticus. Don't worry, I can wait. Just as long as I can actually get Swindle. Alright, so the color phase is also a bit on the tedious side, so it's just a lot of just tracing over the lines, under the lines rather. And then using the fill tool. I know if you're an artist that actually closes their lines in, it wouldn't be such a problem, but most of, like 50% of my lines aren't usually closed in. That's just how I do things, unfortunately. Or fortunately, I don't know. It really just comes down to subjectivism. If you're okay with the lines being separate from each other from time to time or not. Oh, I forgot to put the details in for the hinge right here. Whoops. Oh, rotate it that way, and there we go. I was gonna break the leg. Okay, so Blastoff is currently doing the chair pose. You gotta have your arms out so that you can keep yourself balanced. I can't believe that actually worked. He's doing the pistol pose. You know the pose that you do when you're holding a pistol, and then you try to do squats with one leg? I gotta start doing that. So I've been trying to build my legs. So I've been trying to do a lot of like squatting and such. I don't know if I'm really getting exactly the results that I want yet, but I figured like doing the one-legged squats is gonna have to be the best way to go. Because then if I start getting good with the one-legged squats, then I would know that I'm getting good gains from it. I would have to. But also I would start putting some weight on there. Some weights. Let's see here. Sometimes streaming is like taking a shower as a little kid. You put it off and fight about it right up until you get in the water, and then you don't want to leave. Yeah. Taking a shower or swimming in a pool. Two entirely unrelated pieces of information I just randomly feel like mentioning. Christmas is in 4 months, and I really like nose cone. I see. I see. Is there a particular nose cone that you've got your eye on? that you're pointing your nose towards. It's probably like a third-party one, right? Blockies is doing Computron too, I think, right? But yeah, Christmas is in 4 months, isn't it? Ugh. You know, if anything, I'm just looking forward to it getting cooler. I think the next year I do this, and if it gets like hot during the summer, which it will, I just need to be a lot more prepared about the fact that I'm probably not going to be able to do a lot of art streams like this, and that I have to figure out some kind of compromise. Yeah, these colors should be good enough for blast off here. As far as I'm concerned, the only silver bits for blast off here are just the face and the shoulder hinges. Blastoff's color palette is pretty uniform. Yeah, because then you've got that. And how many spots have that, like... The most amount of colors you'll see on Blastoff is just on the head. Otherwise, the rest of it is like this brown, sort of muted gray, and like this violet on the chest. The gag it was in reference to me drawing all this awesome equipment. Oh, thank you. That is true, I am drawing a combiner. Let's see, you're not really gonna see that. Alright, well, I guess we can just go ahead and get the rest of this going. Being able to see the color breakup is gonna be a bit hard, but... Oh, you know what? This might be a good enough color for that. We'll see. Is this also... Yeah, this is also... There's also a seam that goes across... Wait. Oh, okay, I completely got that wrong, actually. That panel is like way too long relative to that, but maybe that's fine. Maybe I could just stick with it like that. I know I'm focusing a lot on toy accuracy, but maybe I don't need to sweat this too much. Or maybe I will. Actually, you know what? I will. You know why? Because this part right here needs to be way closer to the backpack. Like, much, much closer. It's not going to fix the... But at least by then, I could just put the seam down right here. Keep that brown. Color that gray. Let's see, the thighs are brown. There's even a little bit of painted brown in like the crotch area right there. The entirety of Blastoff's arms are brown. Okay, so it's just the torso region that is. Let's see here. So we want to keep that empty. Or just try to isolate this area so that it's just easier to fill that out with the violet. Is violet more on like the pink side of purple or the blue side of purple? Because indigo is more of the blue side of purple, right? And the inner part, still all brown. The inner side of the hands are gray, but the guns are also brown, right? All right, now that I'm actually taking a look at this, I think this is worth adjusting a bit. But only just a bit. Like that much. Like that little. Put a little bit of that in, put a little bit of that in. Every little bit of something that I could put in this will definitely go a long way. Okay, so the front part and... Alright. Focus on the front part. Oh, maybe I should get this violet part out of the way first. Still on the dark side. Well, Blastoff is definitely looking a lot more like Blastoff now that the colors have come in. How do they come up with the color schemes for each of these characters? Oh man, I can't see the color difference here, so filling this in is actually going to be a bit difficult. Inner leg is brown. It's just the front, it's just the front panel of the leg. And this hinge right here. I think the rest of it is supposed to be brown. Okay. There's also a pin located right here. Do I want to put that pin in? Probably because the pin is on the other leg too. I'm surprised how the what was it? The auto select was able to actually tell the difference between these shades of color here. Oh, would you actually be able to see the hinge from this angle too? You would. Okay, I'm gonna need to add that. Man. And this isn't me complaining, I'm just complaining about the fact that I just haven't gone to them yet and it's been so long. There's other art stream, there's art projects like on stream that I still have yet to go to, yet to come back to, I mean. Once it starts cooling down a whole lot more, I think that's going to be my priority. There's an art prompt that I still want to work on. There's a Poke Combiner that I also want to work on and finish. And I think once it does start to cool down, I'm going to definitely want to get to them and finish all that's there. Great. Alright. I need to be smart with the shading and lighting here to make sure that everything gets picked out and you're able to see the details well enough. So let's figure out what the shading is going to look like for this. I don't know the exact values that was used for Vortex, so I'm going to just try to keep it as close as possible. Could probably keep the lighting the same too, like the light direction. I also did add a little bit of like a gradient to some parts of Vortex just so things are easier to read. This is something I definitely want to try to do more of. Just gotta get in on the gun right here. Yeah, I think that'll work. Get a shadow in here. Oh, you know what I really miss doing? Speed drawings. There's some robots that I've been thinking of wanting to draw on stream. I don't know if anyone knows of a game called Zero Divide, but I've been very fascinated by the robot designs in that game, and I really would like to draw them, but like in speed drawing form. It would benefit me quite a bit when I can practice like drawing these characters quickly. I also want to do like a Donathon stream at some point too, but I'm not exactly sure how I want to do that. Like, what will be my gimmick? What will be my what will be the play? Alright, I did do blending, okay. Not too much blending, you don't want to overblend, but... I think I did like a bluish hue for the shading as well. All right. Seems like there was only one light source for Vortex as well, so... Oh boy, I think Blastoff is... Oh, you know what? No, Blastoff is gonna have two light sources. Just because of the, because of, what do you call it? The blasting underneath his feet. there would have to be like light coming from there as well, and it's gonna definitely need that because there's a lot of just dark colors being used for blast off here. Okay, let's go ahead and colorize the shading. All right. Really want to make sure I get this right. Looking forward to seeing how well that Jetfire fan art did, because I keep getting notifications and such, and it seems like people liked it quite a bit. I'm glad. I'm really glad. It's actually been a long time since I did something that actually took effort. Not because there's like a stagnation, it's just that I've been doing a lot of commission work where it was just quick art pieces, like quick and cheap art pieces. And it's not a bad thing. I'm happy to be working on those. But because I've been so busy with those, I haven't really been doing a lot of pieces that have a lot more effort and time put into it. And that really kind of goes into like, I don't know what you would call it, like my self-worth as an artist. Like, is this all I can really do? Is this all I'm capable of doing? Is these like really quick ones? There was a commission that I just finished on VGen. And I was really happy with how it turned out because it was a character illustration. It was not like a quick thumbnail. It wasn't a sketch. It was like a full-on character illustration. And I actually had to remind myself, like, oh, wait a minute. I'm putting time and effort into this one. And so I did that, and I was really happy with how that turned out. So that Jetfire piece was like definitely the case of that, and I want to do more of those like refined art pieces like that again. Problem is that I don't have enough time to work on pieces like that. I gotta figure out some ideas for quick ones. Just some quick ones to put out there for my followers to see as I'm working on the bigger ones. Oh, this track is really cool because the person singing in this track, that's the Daytona USA singer. I think it's really cool that they brought him in for the soundtrack for this game. I think he did work for Smash Brothers as well. But yeah, I have plenty of ideas for more higher end pieces. And I really do look forward to getting to them. So I really want to bring this chest piece out. So I'm gonna have to do a bit of masking here. Okay. Okay. I like the direction it's going, but that might be a bit too light. Don't know if it actually could use something. Or maybe it's fine like that as is. Do I want to go with this for that part right there, or What time is it? Oh, it's almost 3. Okay. Well, fortunately, we're almost done here. I really hope that I'm not, like, a disturbance to anyone when I'm up this late and talking. Just really worried about that. Kara! Hey, how are you doing today? Oh, I'm glad you like the colors. Hope you're doing well. The doo-doo-doo part, so Daytona, USA. Like in the booth, it's just like, yeah, do the thing that you did in Daytona, USA. The soundtrack has been so good, though. Kid Katana, is that under the same label as, like... It's not under the same level as Penny's Big Breakaway, is it? Kid Katana rings a bit of a bell, but I don't remember if Penny's Big Breakaway was under that same label. Okay. Alright, that's how the light works on the thigh. Alright. Again, Blastoff is in a bit of a sorry state right now. It's kind of funny seeing my figures get completely contorted as I'm posing them for my art. You just got home after running errands for your mom. I hope everything went well. You got stickers for your Switch Lite. Oh, really? I hope you have enough space for them. Putting them on in one till it's one huge sticker. You can't have... I guess you can't really have too many. Are they starting to overlap now? Switch Lite is a pretty small device. You know, I've made a joke about how, like, when you hold a Switch 2 long enough, because those things are huge, and then you like play on your Switch 1 after playing on the Switch 2 long enough and it feels like you're playing on a Game Boy Micro. Imagine playing the Switch 2 long enough and then holding a Switch Lite right after. That's probably gotta be like way more egregious, right? The 3DS, the base 3DS, like the first one that came out in 2011, that thing is tiny. I'm honestly really impressed that they were able to get that kind of tech in for a device that small. Okay, so, I could probably do some colored outlining here. Just not for the legs just yet, because I gotta get to them later, but... Any colors that I feel like are worth outlining? It's bigger than you expected, especially the screen. You weren't surprised it was not that much smaller than the Switch 1 screen. It isn't? Oh, I didn't know that. Those things are pretty like wide and flat. So they're not like the most conventionally like apt devices to take with you. Like you're gonna definitely need a case for Switches. You can't really just have it in your pocket. Like DS's can and all that, but it's fine. They're still really portable for what they are. Switch 2 also. Well, the thing with the Switch 2 is that it's larger, but it's like not that much thicker than the Switch 1. So I'm like worried that it's gonna bend a lot more easily. So when I'm carrying that thing around with me, the case that I have for it is unfortunately not as sturdy as I would want it to be. And I worry if the Switch 2 is just gonna get like bent out of shape in my backpack if I'm not careful enough. But that does kind of make me wonder if we are going to see a smaller Switch 2. A Switch 2 Lite. We're getting an OLED Switch 2, right? I think the fact that the Switch 2 didn't come with OLED from the start was pretty controversial for a lot of people. Like, yeah, the screen is a lot more vibrant. It's definitely a lot more vibrant than my Switch 1 for sure, but OLED is very good. You know what? You know what I really enjoy doing, chat? When I do art pieces like this, I usually just turn off the outlining and see what it looks like without the outlines. And it kind of gives it like a bit of a different look without the outlines. Very interesting. The glass itself is bigger on a Switch 1, but it has borders while the Switch Lite doesn't. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, yeah, it does have borders. You're right. Okay, so what we're gonna need to do next year, chat, is and okay. And so we add the smoke effect. Oh, that is way too close to the canvas color. Oh, you know what? Maybe that can go behind, actually. Alright, I don't really do a lot of like cloudy textures very often, so this is gonna be a matter of me making sure I get this right. I think I want to colorize this a little bit more. That looks a bit too plain. Color for the background is also going to be white. Like so. It's pretty comfy to play Tomodachi Life and even do some face paint so you're not complaining. It is definitely a lot more convenient to just play it in handheld mode at all times when you're doing like the face painting and all that stuff. Yeah, the Switch Lite definitely has its upsides for sure. You know what also has its upsides that's a bit underrated? The 2DS. Because I'm not really using the 3D effect all that much. And that 2DS XL, what, the new 2DS XL, I think is what it's called, looks really nice. I kind of almost feel bad for never, like, grabbing a new 3DS. I was happy enough with my 3DS, but after doing some stuff with my 3DS XL, I feel like, oh, I should have gotten that new 3DS. Apparently that extra tech goes a long way when it comes to doing the funny stuff with your 3DS. Oh, you know what? I want to do something cool with this smoke effect here. Okay. I think I like where this is going. I just definitely could look a lot better than that. I think the lighting that's going to come from the flare on the bottom is really going to make this piece pop. Yeah, I think that could work. Probably. Okay. So next I need to apply some shading. Oh, darker. There we go. Trying to do like this sort of simple technique with the pen pressure to do a very basic effect here. But it should work well. Now, how do I want to do this exactly? Like this, and then we just go over to the blending tool. Okay. Oh, does that look good at all? Like, you just ordered on. Oh, yay! Oh, that's great. You'll deal with the consequences later. I really hope it's not too bad, but I'm glad that you finally ordered him, and I hope everything goes well. But I also hope I really hope the consequences aren't too bad. It's gonna make this piece blast off. Yeah, you can definitely say that. You have a 2DS XL. It is quite neat. It was a Christmas gift from your dad. You still have it. How long have you had it? Okay, I'm doing some extra stuff with these clouds now. Oh, you know what? Yeah, Speckle's definitely gonna help with this. Oh, someone outside my room doing something. How does this look, chat? Does that look alright? bit stylized. Maybe try to blend the smoke in with the flame here. But now that we have that established for now, the outer cloud puffs aren't your favorite though, TBH. You think it might be too much? Also, what happened? Pete killed your internet. Oh no. You were just in the lobby to check out some stuff, and since the servers for Pika wild right now, it somehow killed you. Oh my god. That's crazy. You like this, like the spiky parts for the outer cloud bits. Would reducing those be enough? You think? Like this? How's this? Maybe, or shaping them a bit. Shaping them. What if I brought them closer together? Here, we can have it like merge with this one. How's that? What if I had them a lot more like rougher around the edges? And what I mean by this is, the two merged kind of bother you? A little bit, right? I could probably try to make that look a bit better. Maybe that doesn't work very well still either. Oh, no, but let me show you what I'm talking about. If it maybe had like sharp edges like this. Alright, now let's go ahead and adjust the shading one more time. Would it look better if it was purple? Like that? Feels more uncontrolled from the blast. Yeah, I think so too. Alright. Thanks for the feedback. Just gonna do a little bit of further adjusting here and there, and I think the last thing we're gonna do tonight is just add that one little bit of lighting. Gonna have to go over this with the outlining. I've already darkened that area. Oh, what kind of details are we seeing here? Okay. Can I get away with this? Or am I able to like pull this off, I mean? I think that works. Yeah, that works. And I'm gonna have to go over this with the lasso tool. Just give it a bit of masking here. Is that gonna benefit? Probably not. Yeah, probably not. This part's metal though, so it would reflect these a lot more. Now finally we can get to the outlines for these. Oh, there is one more thing I have yet to do for this. Oh, it really helps make the legs stand out from one another too. Oh, that really helps, yeah. That really does. Okay. What's next is now. Oh, Lazy Beast, welcome in. You're on lunch break. You're happy to stop by. I'm happy to see you here. Hope lunch break's been going pretty good. I hope your day's been going pretty good. Oh yeah, this pink is definitely going to be a good addition to this. Oh wait, no, let's do some masking, actually. Here, let me mask you a question. It's hot, but other than that, it's good. I hope you're able to, as always, keep yourself hydrated despite the hot weather. Wouldn't that be like more yellow, actually? Yeah, I think that's gonna work. Now, this might be adding a bit too much here, but what if... What if I decided to add just a tiny bit? Just a tiny bit right here. That could work, sure. It's just gonna look a tad different from Vortex, but that should be alright. And I'm expecting to do the same for Brawl and Swindle, like representing their respective colors and such. But yeah, I think I was able to give Blastoff a pretty decent amount of color for being such a, like, not monochromatic, but fairly muted color palette. Which is not at all a criticism. I really do like how Blastoff looks, and I like the color palette a lot. It's just that, it can be very easy for the composition to kind of lose itself when there's just a lot of dark colors for a design like this. So does that cover everything? That looks like it, yeah. Do I want to add a light bounce from here? Yeah, I actually would like to. And let's end it all off with some signing. Let's bring it up just a bit. Perfect. If we could bring it back down just a little bit. There we go. And there we go. This was Blastoff. We got Blastoff done. Oh wait. Could do a little bit more with this. Oh, there we go. There we go. I'm still wondering if I need to, like... Is this gonna look bad if I do it like this? Yeah, a little bit. Okay. We'll leave it at that. Yeah, I think this will work. Okay, so that was Blastoff. I hope everyone enjoyed tonight's stream. And I hope everyone enjoyed each of the segments. Wherever or whenever you were in said segments. And hopefully I'll be able to deliver better on the commentary tomorrow. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully I'll prepare myself a while better. I still think that list thing is a good idea. Just refer to that list and make sure to get everything down so that I'm well prepared. Because setting everything back to like art mode was a a lot more easier than setting everything in hand cam mode, I would say. But yeah, thank you everyone for being a part of this. let's head back to the office. All right. And that was the stream. I hope everyone had a good time. I hope everyone was able to. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed. But yeah, I hope you were able to enjoy it. And thank you so much for joining. I am going to see if anyone is live so I could raid them. Let's see. There's not really anyone to raid, really. So I guess I'll just leave it at that. Oh, Kara, I'm really glad you love it. I'm always happy with it. It's already outdated now, though. Now that Blast Off is here. And potentially more. But it's what's gonna happen. I probably should just wait until Swindle comes out before I go and update this, right? I really should just do that. Just maybe do like a proper update for 2027 for this background, because I don't know, who knows? Maybe there are some changes that I probably would want to make. Maybe not too much. Maybe just for the Transformer shelf is the only thing I probably would want to update and fix. But yeah, that's about it for today. And I hope to see everyone again tomorrow. Pretty much the same time. Yeah, same time tomorrow. With another thing to unbox and draw. So I hope everyone has a good rest of their day. Lightlong is on the stream. Oh, hi Lightlong. I hope you're doing well in your new home. But yeah, I hope everyone has a good night. Oh, I just noticed that Blastoff is very wobbly around the midsection because of that connector port. Can you actually remove that easily, or no? You have to. Okay, you have to press something in. But anyway, I'm gonna mess around with Blastoff just a little bit more.